on in regards to the future of Kenya's election. Now, the recently concluded Ol Kalou By-Election has sparked fresh conversations about electoral integrity, public confidence, and the road to 2027. Joining us is Daniel Miringa, founder of the People's IEBC initiative, to discuss the work his team is doing on the ground and what they believe need to change before Kenyans head back to the ballot. Daniel, welcome to TV47 Prime.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Yeah.
What exactly is the People's IEBC and why did you feel the need to create it?
Okay, so the People's IEBC is a citizen-led initiative that is trying to parallel tally what the IEBC is doing. So our main objective is to kill the narrative that is kitaibiwa anyway. You know, when voters are asked, why didn't you turn out to vote? A lot of the people say the reason was, I didn't think my vote counted because there's the narrative. I don't know if it's true, but there's the narrative that it will be rigged. So the People's IEBC is trying to convince Kenyans that we have a check and balance here. So if the IEBC in any case announce anything that is not according to what we have been able to tally from the polling stations, then we have another route with the court admissible proof that we can take to the courts and just and even before we get there, it is providing anyone who may try to manipulate. They may see, oh, the People's IEBC is tallying, so it disincentivizes the rigging from the word go. Yes.
All right. So how exactly does it work, the People's IEBC?
Okay, so it's not a very complicated process. So first of all, we register agents. Agents are people who are going to be on the ground at the various polling stations. So these agents are going to take a picture of the Form 34A. The Form 34A is what has the presidential results. So the presidential results are filled by the presiding officer on the Form 34A. So our agents take a picture of that. And then in the back end, we have AI image processing models that analyze the image, pick out those values, tabulate them, tally, and then publish on our website, so that if when our agents submit the images, that populates automatically and everyone can follow and see whether it matches whatever the IEBC is doing. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. So for someone like me, if, for instance, if I wanted to become an agent of the People's IEBC, what's the procedure, what's the process for becoming an agent for the People's IEBC? Okay,
so the process is pretty normal and easy. You just visit peoplesiebc.org, that is peoplesiebc.org. So once you're on that page, there's a register agent button. So that's where you just enter your name, your email address, and your polling station details. So that is the county where you're going to be. It doesn't have to be where you're voting, so it can be just a place that's accessible to you. So the county of that place, the constituency, the ward, and the registration center. So once we have those details, we do a bit of verification to make sure that's a reliable person, first of all. And then once we confirm that, you are a registered agent and you can help us come 2027. Yeah.
Okay. Earlier on you mentioned AI. Why AI instead of manual data entry?
AI because it will help us at scale, because there are 55,000 polling stations. So if we were to rely on people, that would take a really long time. But AI makes it very simple, very easy, very fast. So it can happen in basically milliseconds. One image can just be processed very quickly. Yeah.
Okay. So, that being said, the AI agents and all these other things, who is funding the People's IEBC?
So, yeah, that's a common question we get these days. But we are being funded by the Kenyan citizens. We have no institutional donors, so we have a donate page on our website where Kenyans have been sending their 50 bob, their 20 bob, and that has, it may seem small, but that has been what has kept us going. Of course, in the beginning, I funded it with my own personal funds, but over time, that has been the way we've done the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to you again. What margin of error have you allowed for artificial intelligence?
Okay, so when the images are sent to the AI model, the AI model analyzes the image, and it also generates what we call confidence percentage. So this means how confident is the AI in what it's reading, because it can know if the handwriting is legible, is the handwriting not clear, is the picture blurry. So if the confidence rate is above the 90% threshold, if it feels confident, I've read this correctly, then that can be populated. So yeah, the picture has to be clear for the AI to be 90% confident.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in instances where we have issues with clarity, who now verifies that? Is it you or the computer?
No. Now, when it's not confident, we pass it to just a waiting pool of documents that have not been processed, and that now requires manual intervention to just check and manually populate the tables.
Okay. So how then do you, before you get to that point, how do you verify the forms, the reports, before you now send them out to the public? So
we have several ways we are verifying. So one is we have a standard form that actually we were using a 2022 form in the Ol Kalou By-Election that we tallied. So the form has standard features. So for example, there is the QR code at the corner, and that QR code helps us that QR code helps us know if this is a form that is part of the because the value of the QR code should be equal to the polling station ID. So that's one way of verifying if this is a true form. Another method is the metadata of the image. Metadata means just information about the image. So has it been edited? Has it been gotten from an AI, whatever? Someone has generated it using AI. So it checks if that's a real image. There's the other check of checking whether the numbers tally. So for example, the votes cast, they should not be greater than the registered voters in that area.
Okay.
So those are some of the verification measures we use.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. We'll continue with this discussion right after this short commercial break. See you on the other side.
Share our cultures, and the one thing that unites us all, that celebrates precious moments, nurtures our Kenyan spirit, welcomes, and even inspires. Our language does all of this and more. The more the milk, the better the chai. Chai kweli ina Brookside Dairy Best.
Alright, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Did you know you deserve to earn royalties every time your artistic work is played or communicated to the public? Join Pavrisk, the duly authorized CMO mandated to collect and distribute royalties. To register and update your works, visit our website on www.pavrisk.or.ke. For assistance, call us or WhatsApp on 0781 721 721 or 0732 721 721 or visit www.pavrisk.or.ke. Pavrisk, revitalizing royalty management. Understanding paid up value. Life changes, and so can your insurance. In the event you are unable to pay your life insurance premiums for some reason and you have paid your premiums for at least 3 years, don't worry. Your premiums haven't gone to waste. Your policy may remain in force under paid up value, giving you reduced but valuable cover with no extra premium payments. It is recommended that you do not cancel your policy before maturity to receive the full benefits of your policy. Talk to your insurance company in the event you have challenges paying your insurance premium. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy.
Umechoka kutumia links za kukwama? Cheki, free rewards ni hatari.
Bro, ulikuwa unatumia wrong link na wrong info. Unahitaji info sahihi na link sahihi.
Ni time ya info sahihi. IEBC Continuous Voter Registration iko live. Mistari ndefu Z, hakuna cha wrong links.
Main character energy unlocked. Right information, right direction. My vote is my ultimate choice.
Jisajili leo katika ofisi ya eneo bunge, kituo cha huduma au Customer Experience Center iliyopo Anniversary Towers, Nairobi. Kuwa change, kura yako ndio future yetu sote.
Mimi nasema ugali ya lea haikuwangi complicated. Ukienda kwa duka tu, ukienda kwa super tu,
guys, hamwezeni wait?
Bei ya leo premium, si complicated. Kupika leo premium, si complicated. Unabai, unapika, unashiba. Lea premium.
Lea Premium Flour, nurturing the world. Available in a store near you.
Welcome back. You're still watching TV 47 Prime. In the studio, I'm still with Daniel Miringa as we continue to discuss the future of Kenya's election. Daniel.
Yes.
When we log into the website, users will be able to view actual Form 35A, 35B images, not just the numbers.
Yes, that is a feature we want to implement. We were not able to do it in Ol Kalou, but we want to do it come 2027 election. We want a place where someone can download the forms, the images that our agents have taken, just to increase transparency and trust among Kenyans.
All right.
Yes.
Let's jump into Ol Kalou for a bit. What were the biggest challenges your team encountered before, during, and after voting?
Okay, so this first of all was our first election to tally, and of course it was an experiment just before we jump into the big general election in 2027. So on the night of 16th of July, which was the night before the election, we encountered some attacks. It is an attack that we call denial of service attack. So it is where hackers try to overwhelm your server with requests. So that is what we experienced on the night. So that was one of the challenges, but we were able to arrest it before it.
And when you say you arrested, what exactly did you do?
So what you do is you block that IP address. So a device has a specific IP address. So if you're able to block that device from accessing your systems, then they cannot continue overwhelming the server. And so that's how we were able to arrest that before our agents began submitting. And yeah, so that was one of the challenges. Another one was the violence we saw in one of the polling stations, actually to AC primary and Mumbi primary, where police dispersed people because the masked goons came and interfered with the election. And so police had to disperse people. So our agents, of course, were part of the people who were dispersed because they don't have. We are using citizens. We're not using IEBC accredited agents, which is something we want to do in the future. But in Ol Kalou, we were not able, so they were not able to access the polling station. That's why I was telling you, we were only able to tally 93 out of 144 polling stations, and a bunch of those who are not able to submit were part of that. Part of those polling stations which were which had those interferences by the goons and the police.
Okay, let's talk about other interferences.
Yeah.
In cases where certain places where there's no internet connectivity, what happens then?
So in places that are marginalized and don't have I'm not sure of any places because internet coverage these days is quite wide.
Yeah.
But we have an SMS feature, so where our agents, instead of using the image and sending it via the internet, they can use SMS. Of course, this will be checked agents, so that we'll ensure they are the legit people. So we don't want anyone sending SMS results which may not be right. So these ones who are sending the SMSs in these places with no internet coverage will be verified People's IEBC agents. So that's how we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
The question I think everyone wants to know now: how do you vet your agents?
So I'm not sure if I want to reveal how we're vetted because someone may go around the process. But it's basically just looking at the background of the person from public information. So, and just another, there's a lot of information on the internet, just maybe I can put it that way. So we use that information to just see if your phone number has been used in, things that are not illegal or morally correct. So it's a rigorous verification process.
On the election day, what time do your agents become active?
So polling stations close at 5 p.m. or at least they stop the line at 5 p.m. So tallying begins earliest 5:36. So that's when we want our agents to access the polling station. So at 5:30 or 6, they proceed. The tallying starts, and then at around that time, the forms are already filled, and then they can take the pictures.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing, how do you ensure your initiative remains independent and free from political influence?
Okay, so that's a big part of how we structured the People's IEBC, because we wanted it to be people-owned. We wanted it to be people, for the people, by the people. So that's why I mentioned earlier, we are looking for just people to also fund the initiative. We don't want any institutional or one-man sponsors everything kind of situation. So that's one way. So making the financial bit also as democratized as possible. And also people who are working for us are normal citizens.
Okay.
So we are not looking for agents who may have been pre-trained or have been told to do one thing or another. So anyone basically who has the interests of Kenya at heart can. Sign up at peoplesiebc.org and they become our agent. The other method we're using to make sure it's transparent is what I just mentioned. Having the images there in the website so that if you have any doubts, you can go and check the images match what has been tallied. Yes.
Okay. Take us through the training process. How do you train your agents?
It's not complicated training because it's basically that. Just take a picture, upload it to a platform. So actually for Ol Kalou, it was just a 30-minute session with them. So we had them online digitally on the video platforms, and then we just explained to them, this is what you get, this is what you see when you visit this link. Click here, take a picture, click send. Basically that.
Okay.
Yes.
So if one of your agents is found to have compromised the process, what actions do you take as the People's IEBC?
So if first of all, if it's able to bypass all the many verification checks and it gets into the system, first of all, that's difficult in itself. But if they are able to, then we have methods that arrest that quickly. For example, we have one person on our team that is just to delete any results that may seem to have irregularities.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's talk partnerships. How are partnerships important to the success of the platform?
Partnerships, we want to partner with institutions that have been in the game for a long time. So observers, domestic observers who have done this for a long time, because we...
Possibly the IEBC itself?
Not the IEBC. The IEBC is who we are checking. It's observers like ELOG, observers like media institutions. So partnering with them just to learn the practicality of the day on the ground, so that we don't encounter challenges and we're not able to deliver what we are promised.
So you're looking to expand the platform to more elective positions as opposed to just only the presidential election?
No, so we want just the presidential election. Historically, a lot of the petitions have been presidential. No one has ever gone to court challenging the MCA post, for example. So as a people, as Kenyans, we have trust issues with basically the presidential election. So that's what we are trying to address. But in future, probably if our capacity grows and if we're able to do more, we'll definitely dive into the 5 other elective posts.
Following up on that, how are you scaling up from one by-election to a nationwide election come next year for now when we head to the ballot for the 2027 general election?
Yes, so it's a big challenge, I won't deny. We're moving from 144 polling stations to 50,000 plus. So it's resource intensive. We are trying to mobilize resources from Kenyans. We are trying to build capacity in terms of people. So agents, we are trying to register agents, as many as possible. So it's a challenge, I won't deny, but we have over a year to prepare. So we are really hopeful and ambitious and determined to reach that goal.
As we're wrapping up, can the people's IEBC results be used in elections petitions?
I'm not aware of the legal field as much, but when someone is petitioning an election in court, the first respondent is always the IEBC. So the people's IEBC can just be evidence, for example, presented by the petitioner. So say, this is what the forms my agent signed, this is what the IEBC is presenting. And so it's up to the courts to determine whether our forms meet the threshold of being admissible in court.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can others replicate the platform for counties or constituencies?
We have not planned on doing that yet because it presents us with resource and capacity challenges. So we want to really focus on the presidential because, as I said, it's the one that people most people have problems with.
Yes.
And it's the one that impacts us most, some would argue. So yeah, probably in the future we'll do counties, we'll do MP seats, but not in the coming general election.
Okay. One final question.
Yes.
If today, say the government or a bigwig approached you to sell shares or even fully sell the people's IEBC, will you be willing to take the offer?
No, we won't be willing. It's the people's IEBC,
yes.
So I'd have to consult people, which of course I don't think people will be on board with that. But yeah, we want to make it people-owned. So it's not Daniel's platform, it's not so-and-so's platform. It's all of us. We've all contributed to building. We are part of the tech team, we are part of the agents, we are part of the people who are donating. So we want it to be very collective. And even when we are making it a legal entity, we want to register it as a company, by guarantee. So it's not a shares company where anyone can claim shares or anything. Yes.
Briefly now, some of the lessons that you learned from Ol Kalou as you're heading towards the 2027 by-election.
So one of them is have backup agents. So in the election, we just had a specific, the 144 agents.
Yes.
But we saw sometimes things happen Some of our agents said they were occupied or something came up, so and so.
Yeah.
So to address that, we'll have as many agents.
Multiple agency in every specific talent station.
Yes, so that in case one is not
something
able
happens to one, the other one can always step in.
Yeah, so that's one of the lessons we've learned. Of course, with the hack, we are strengthening our cyber security. We are onboarding even cyber security experts to help simulate some of the situations where people may try and hack and just secure the people's IBC against that.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ian, my apologies, Daniel. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and what you're doing there with the people's IEBC. And we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Asante, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Let's now shift focus to business news.